Welcome, one and all, my GP4OC friends. We've arrived here in Marion County at the Speedway here in Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the greatest spectacle in offline racing. I am Robert Unesco. I'll be your lead commentator for today, alongside two of my friends, which I'll tell you in just a minute. And we're here for the fourth ever 2020 GP4OC Indy 500. The catch is, it's not on GP4, it's on NR 2003. For the first time, we're here at the Brickyard, and I can't wait for it to happen. I'm joined here today by Joseph Willows and Rahul Patel. Hello there, guys.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are you doing, guys? Happy to be here in the Speedway?
Yep, very well indeed, it's fair to say. Obviously a great day for racing, and happy to be here for a fourth time, for a third time for me, isn't it? Because I can't remember doing commentary for the first time, but either way, it's nice to be here again.
Yeah, indeed. I can't wait for it. We're finally back home again in Indiana, and we're gonna get a qualifying session in front of us. Before we read the entry list, we'll just remind you of the format. First, we'll have the first qualifying session, and after that, the top 10. We'll go to the top 10 shootout, the fast 10, which will decide the grid. That's it. So, without further ado, in the order in which we agreed, let's read the entry list then, shall we, guys?
Yes, we will indeed. Before we get the qualifying underway, this hour-long session, although it says 59 minutes 51, that's because Yuri had trouble pausing it, it seemed. It was basically giving him the middle finger, so to speak. So, anyway, let's go through the entry list. We're going to go 3 at a time for each team, and we'll also read out the numbers for you. So, we'll start off with AJ4 Enterprises. In the number 4 car, we have Joseph Frederick Suto. In the number 14 car, we have Gabriel Rico. And in the number 41 car, we have Alexander Arnold. Moving over to Andretti Autosport. In the number 26 car, we have Michael Mocho. In the number 27, we have 2018 Indy 500 winner Gabriel Gomez. In the number 28 car, we have Daniel Adventure. And in the number 29 car, we have the first ever Indy 500 winner Adam Wolf. And then at Andretti Harding Steinbrenner Autosport, in the number 88 car, we have Samet Oskin.
Yep, and next up is Andretti Herta Autosport with Marco Andretti and Kerr Bagajanian, which has George Roque, the number 98. Afterwards, we got Aaron McLaren SP with number 5 Roman Quag, number 7 Michael Clark, who jinxed the last lap of the famous 2019 500, and number 66 of Tobias Kress. Afterwards, we got Aston Martin Red Bull Racing, a one-car entry with the number 08 of Franco Gamba.
Yeah. And Borsec Dacia Racing, we have the number 52 of Robert Unesco. Now on to Carlin, we have the number 59 of Thomas Pashko. Chip Ganassi Racing, we have the number 8 of Jay McKenzie, the number 9 of Roland Motchin, and the number 10 of Maxim Titkov.
And we go over to the 3 Dale Coyne entries. First of all, the Dale Coyne Racing with Whitware Racing and Bird Bilardi. In the number 51, we have Rafael Demau. Then over at the Dale Coyne Racing with Team Go, we have Mateusz Terwick in the number 55 car. And then with Dale Coyne Racing with Vassar Sullivan in the number 18 car, we have Santino Andrioli.
Yep, indeed. Afterwards, we've got Dragon Speed, a one-car entry with Rosetta Martinez in the number 81, followed by Brian Reinbold Racing with the 24 of Julius Anderson and the 67 of the reigning Indy 500 champion Fangchano Chainat. Obviously, since he finished in the top 5, he was guaranteed re-entry, and he's got it. Up next, it's Ed Carpenter Racing, a 3-car entry with the number 20 of David Kupok, number 21 of Hiroshima Di Rosa, and number 47 of Alan Jefferson.
Now at Graf Remover Racing, we have the number 11 of Dennis Graf. At Mercedes AMG Petronas team, we have the number 72 of Franco Lopez. And at Mayer Shanka Racing, we have the number 60 of Jesus Perinin.
Then over at Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing, 2-car entry, number 15, we have Daniel Fraser, and in the number 30, we have Ruslan Proxiuk. Then over at the other Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing, but this time with Citroen/Bull Autosport, in the number 45, we have Jake Galloway, who has of course been the star of the top class this season. And then over at Sahara Motorsports, a 1-car entry, the number 32 of Lean Campana.
Yes, indeed. Up next, we have Team Liverpool with the 014 of Armarca driving for the team. One team entry sponsored by and powered by Mercedes. Up next, there's Team Penske, 4-car entry with number 1 of Will Parrish, who finished second last 500. The number 3, Jamie Griffiths, who finished second the first 500. The number 12 of Jordan Howell, and the number 22 of Will Neller. Afterwards, we got the Team Penske Classic, a one-car entry of the number 0 of Ben Waldinger. Final last two entries.
At Univirtuosi Racing, we have the 010 of Rahul Patel, and at Volker Boy Autosport, we have the number 31 of Florian Volker.
Yes, indeed. That's just about it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the famous words in motorsport. Drivers, start your engines.
Indeed, and the qualifying is now underway. And let's see who's going to be the first to go out onto the racetrack. If we look at Lean Campana, as it's Dennis Graff who's going to be the first on track. And here is the Graff remover livery that a lot of people were looking forward to seeing, basically, because of how much of a meme it is.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
One of the greatest memes in the community. And there's one man who enjoys that meme more than anybody else.
Yes, indeed. And it's the guy who's driving the car, of course, Dennis Graff. Quite interesting enough, right? It's based on the little bottle of Dennis Graff, not Dennis Graff remover. He would like to. He probably would like to put his name on that bottle. It's actually called Graff remover, as it's called. It's quite an ironic thing. It's based on that bottle and designed by myself, of course. This car, as he's clipped.
He's already hit the wall.
So,
he just wanted to remove Graf from contention. Florian Volker is also out in the Volker Boredo sport car.
And if you look at the rear, you'll see something special.
And Graf has already come into the pits because I presume he's already got some damage from that. As we now look at Florian Volker, who's coming around the left-hander, and he's
hit the wall as well.
So he's not had a good start. And here is the Penske Classic of Bent Waldinger now. Then, as he makes his way through into turn 3, and I feel like
he doesn't hit the wall.
Oh, it's happened again. And he's completely lost it.
Turned up too much, but that is the Penske Classic, by the way.
Session will be restarted on another version of the track.
This version of the track was the 2020 version of Indianapolis, but clearly it's got problems in qualifying with this corner. So, not the race, of course, because I believe Yuri said there was no issues in the race with that corner. So clearly it's a qualifying issue to a certain degree. But we will use a different version of Indianapolis, so let's just bear with, guys. And it might be the version that we used last season instead. So it won't take long because, you can't see it on the screen, but we can see it on the screen. He's got plenty of versions of Indianapolis lying around on this game, so it's not going to be too much of a problem.
Yeah, quite right. And we'll get those 9 seconds back.
Yeah, indeed. So,
Alright, guys, a little bit of a mess up. It appears we were not actually running the 2020 version. We were running an incorrect version. Now we're actually going to switch to the 2020 version of the track.
And this time we shouldn't have any issues with the timing screen. So hopefully you'll see it on your... Yeah.
Let's just make sure we have everybody.
We might as well take the screen off for starters because you guys are still on the timetable screen at the moment, as I can see. So,
well, it's time to get things going again. Who'll be the first one out on track?
That was Robert Unesco, I think.
At the moment, here we go. Everybody can now see what's going on. We've got a few movements. Let's see how turn 3 copes this time around.
Unesco is first out on track. He finished third in last season's race. Top 5 got the automatic re-entry, so he's back in the Dacia Racing outfit, sponsored by Borsec.
There you go. Turn 3 is definitely better this time.
Yeah, much better.
So, it's Robert Ionescu is the first on the track in the number 52 car, and he's got somebody...
The track layout is extremely simple. Yeah. The track layout, like I said, you turn left 4 times flat out. No other tricks to it. But there are no 2 laps of the Indy 500, which are the same.
And usually slipstream is the most important thing to get a quick lap around here. Of course, a reminder for anybody who's just joined us, whoever ends up in the top 10 in this session will advance into the Fast 10 qualifying session, and then the remainder, that will be the grid for tomorrow. As we've got our first time on the board, it's Samet Oskin with a 175.122, but that's already beaten straight away by the number 9 car of, it is a Chip Ganassi car, that is. And that is, in fact, I should have left the entry list up. I keep making this mistake every season.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But that is Roland Mottram.
Red Bull goes into second in the meantime. Got the number 10 of Titkov on top. Meanwhile, Griffiths is thereabouts as well. In the top class, and pretty much in any other category, you'd want to be in clean air to have your lap undisturbed. And in the 500s, nothing like that. The entire track is flat out. You want traffic, you want that tow, you want that slipstream. Go wherever you want it. Draft tow slipstream. You need that extra line speed advantage. It can help you a long way. As Dan Adventure has emerged into a pack here. He'll be starting his lap shortly.
He's side by side with somebody right now. Right behind him is Bence Valdinga in the Team Penske Classic, and that is David Kupak, who's he's side by side with in the number 20 car. But last season,
Thanos Vojokas took pole after topping both first qualifying and the shootout. This time he's no longer around, so someone new will take pole position, as we got a big heap of cars here.
Yep, indeed, as Bence Valdinger now then makes his way towards the last two turns. At the moment, at the top of the session is the number 15 car of Daniel Fraser, who's currently top, with Maxim Titkov in second position. And then it is Fraser's teammate in third position, which is Ruslan Proxy. Well, it was, but it seems that it's all changed now.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. We're on board with Valdinger. Let's see if he can improve on his best, as looks like we're on our change the top 10. It's quite hard to keep track of, though. Alexander Arnold is starting his lap in front of the Liverpool car. The Liverpool player with the Liverpool car.
This one was made by Evan himself, and obviously Armar Carr, as we know, is a big Liverpool fan. In fact, he has a Liverpool logo on the Mercedes, and hence why he's running a Team Liverpool livery for this one.
Yeah, indeed. It's not unusual for a football club to sponsor an F1 team. Obviously, we've had Chelsea sponsor Sauber in real life for a couple of years. And we also had in IFMC, my team sponsored by Barcelona. So things can happen like that.
Yep, indeed. So far, though, lots of movement at the top. The number 67 is currently at the top of the time sheet. That's actually the defending champion, Fangshanak Keoshani, who's currently top.
Just like Squid Game, 067 is doing quite well at the moment. If you know, you know.
Well, I've not watched the series, but I am aware of it. So,
all right.
Meanwhile, here is Florian Volker. I do believe this livery, was this created by Evan, or was this created by Florian himself? I'm going to presume it was Evan. Florian himself.
Look at the rear. You can just tell. The seagull.
Oh my god. Another meme.
There's the seagull that we all wanted to see.
Yes, indeed. Volker absolutely quote housing this series.
Also, the 014 of Armar Car's gone up to 6th, and the 010 of Rahul Patel has gone up to 10th. Definitely.
Yes, absolutely. Jefferson is in 39th, meanwhile.
Luckily for Will Neller, he's actually in this Indy 500. Unlike myself, unfortunately, I didn't make it. I was basically gambling on the free McLaren seats, given that I'm now a McLaren driver, and it didn't work out well, which is a shame.
Oh well.
But anyway, we got
George Roque and Gabriel Gomez racing each other. That famous Napa livery, which won the 2016 real thing, and also won the 2018 OC version.
Did indeed, with Gabriel Gomez as well. So obviously
coming from last place was quite special. Now he's in P9. He's guaranteed entry to the Fast 10 if the session were to end right now, but we got a long way to go.
Yep, indeed. As here is Jesus Perinen right now, currently in P21. Obviously, his first entry into the Indy 500, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember him being there last season.
No, he wasn't.
As he's actually in the slipstream of Santino Andreoli, and I know that's Santino Andreoli because that's the reason why he chose that car. Because in real life, that car was driven, if I'm not mistaken, by Santino Ferrucci.
Yeah, so it seems. And Jolie's taking the high line there. Obviously, you can see track position for now. But it's not the This is not like the other tiers. Don't just go for one lap, put your flying lap in, then go back into the pits. These guys stay out for long and keep trying to push, pretty much. And the one place you don't want to be at is at the front of this train.
Meanwhile, Kirishima DeRosa has now gone to the top of the timing sheets at the moment, the number 21 car, a 227.279 miles per hour. I should remind you, this is not based on lap times, this is based on average speed, these positions are. So I thought I'd make you aware of that for anybody who's unfamiliar with how oval racing works.
It may be counted differently, but it's still the same thing, because if you have a higher average speed, obviously you'll have a lower lap time. But yeah, Kirishima DeRosa fastest right now.
It's indeed, and he'll look to go a little bit better if he can, which he doesn't at this point in time.
About 5 mph short.
So, obviously, not on the best lap right there. Currently, then, the top 10 is currently, if I'm not mistaken, it's DeRosa at the top with Fongshanak Kirishani in second position. And then it is Ruslan Protsiuk in third with the number 55 car in fourth position. The number 55, of course, if I look on my list, being... we will hopefully get this wrapped around our heads at some point. Matthias Terwick in P4. Then it is Daniel
like
Fraser.
Train here.
And there is Franco Garma's car, by the way, and you would have noticed it is based on the Dazzled Cam Red Bull livery, as you will see. So obviously created by myself again. Yeah. As he's currently behind this gaggle of cars right now, and as he's currently got
Patel and Moch are in that gaggle.
Patel running a Univirtuosi livery. In fact, it's a little bit similar to the livery that I think he run. Well, I'd say that Michael Mocho's livery is actually quite similar to the livery he runs in GP2 as well. So that might get a bit confusing in the race, I will admit.
Let's hope it won't be too confusing. Just look at the back end. Patel has a lot more blue. As Franco Campa's gone through on Mocho, he's going to try to get the draft from Patel and improve his average speed. You can do that.
As they make their way through the first two turns.
We got another change. Number 7's gone up into second place.
That's obviously an Arrow McLaren that's gone up, and that is Michael Clark who's gone up into second position.
Indeed, Clark made the headlines last time by being lapped on the last lap and pretty much deciding the race winner. He was the kingmaker last season. This time he hopes he can be the king.
Indeed so, as going through the final two turns go now then. Will any of these guys improve? Let's find out. And there was some movement I did see there, although the 8 car is not representative of Franco Gamba there.
Nope, Gamba has the 0-8.
Yeah. And he's in 22nd.
Yeah, so it seems.
Laura Chung saying in the stream chat there, Clark, my hero, what a goat.
Indeed.
As
okay, fair enough. Okay. All right.
Right then, so we'll be showing. So Yuri's just informed us. I don't think you quite heard it on the stream there. But every 10 minutes or so, we'll go through the full leaderboard at this point in time. Not right now. When we reach the 40-minute mark, we will go through the full leaderboard, and then we'll do that for every 10 minutes or so, just to keep everybody up to date as to where everybody is.
But Franco Lopez has gone fastest.
As indeed, and this is Franco Lopez we're looking at now in the Mercedes liveried IndyCar right now. And so he's at the top at the moment. It's the number 72. In fact, the current defending champion of the top class as well.
McKenzie goes up to second.
Man, of course, who Franco actually kicked out of Mercedes, it's fair to say. And
yeah, I guess so.
He's just passed one of the Penske cars there. I believe that's the number 3 Penske.
Lopez has improved yet again. He's going to 28s in the meantime.
And look at this big train of cars that we're looking at here right now.
Yeah, it's going even bigger as Griffiths and Unesco make their way past Gamba.
They do indeed. At the front of this train, we have Rahul Patel. He's currently being followed at this point in time by the number 26 of Michael Mocha.
Look at this, Jay McKenzie's getting some major draft.
Indeed. Will it help him propel to the top?
No.
I believe the number 28 or the number 7 made the movement there. The number 7, of course,
Yeah.
as we mentioned earlier, being who was it?
A whole lot of people have gotten in front of Joe China, by
Michael
the
Clark,
way.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, the number 38, Daniel Ventures in third.
Yep, indeed, as Mocho now then makes his way through the final 2 turns.
I
as
said
he'll now
earlier, you
make-
don't want to be at the front of the train, and that's where Rahul Patel is. He's not getting any slipstream, well, almost any, because he'll catch
When
a
you
big
say.
But yeah, you don't want to be at the front, and Jake Galloway is in last.
Well, indeed. He is indeed, I should say. Down in there's obviously 42 cars in this entry list, by the way, guys. And we don't have a bump day in this. All 42 cars take part. Maybe one day we will incorporate a bump day. Who knows? But
I hope not.
oh, you never know. Of course, as through the
Yeah,
final
indeed.
2 turns goes this big trend of cars, which is now being led by Jake Galloway.
Yeah, indeed. Galloway needs to have a few of these guys passed, and then again get in their toe and go out for a proper lap.
Indeed, as they all cross the line again to finish off another lap, as Patel tries to get through on Galloway there. Excuse me. Unable to make it stick.
Indeed so.
As,
Meanwhile,
speaking,
Gabriel is out on his own, looks like.
yep, indeed. Currently, you have Franco Lopez currently at the top of the timing sheets, ahead of Jay McKenzie, a current Mercedes driver leading ahead of a former Mercedes driver.
Indeed
Both of them
so.
world champions at Mercedes, of course. Let's not forget.
Totally.
Daniel Adventure currently in P3, so 2-3 at the moment for the Polish drivers, from Michael Clark in 4th, and then in 5th we have Ruslan Proksiuk in 6th position, Kirishima De Rosa, followed by the number 20 machine of I do remember who it is, but I can't seem to think of his name at the moment. David Cooper, that's the one. And then it is the number 51. It is the number 51 car of we'll get there eventually, guys, I promise. Raphael Dumal, that's it. And then it's Daniel Fraser, and then it is Fongshanik Keoshani, who currently holds on to the top 10 positions.
Yep, that's right. Meanwhile, Patel is gaining the draft of Galloway. We'll see if he can improve on his lap. It looks like we got another train here. Vandrioli making a move.
Keoshani, that is. So
Yeah, indeed. It looks like Volker's just gone out on track in the meantime.
As indeed, as he comes out just behind Gabriel Gomez at the moment.
If
Volker,
these two can trade a little bit of slipstream around, that'll be to the benefit of both.
Indeed, as Volker makes his way through the final turn, he'll get some good slipstream for Gomez when he starts his next lap. As they all make their way down the pit straight. And at the moment, there's not been that much change in the top 10 so far. Since we went through that leaderboard at the moment. So it's all been so far stale. As here is Will Neller, currently in 35th. Not really
He's
ideal
got
for
Rafael Dumel right behind him.
Does. And
the corners may be flat out, but you don't want to scrub off any speed in them. You need to carry your line and stick through it, and just keep that speed going. You want to be as fast as you can, and maximize those exits, because there is no braking here. You need to be on it 100% of the time, except for when you come into the pits, of course.
Yeah, obviously. How many times we'll have a pit stop, I'm not sure. It depends really how many pace cars we normally get, because normally, for the last couple of seasons, it's usually people have only pitted whenever there's been a pace car. Well, the odd few do it on strategy, but mostly it's been down to the safety cars, really, as we look at Armar Car who's getting a healthy bit of tow in front.
Just from Adam Wolf, and yeah, Card doesn't improve. Stays where he is.
Yeah, didn't quite get it from the 2017 winner there. As George Roke is currently
Joseph Ferguson is also in this train.
There's a few trains going on around the track, obviously not as big as the one we saw a little bit earlier. We're talking about this one in particular. And still not much movement going on in this train, probably because they're all kind of bottled up a little bit at this point in time.
Yeah, indeed, so it seems. You want to be close, but you don't want to be too close to the car in front of you. You're just going to get a little bit of bad wake like that. As
Hello,
Galloway
Miller. He's
is
just joined us in the chat.
Galloway is still in last. He needs to get behind somebody.
We are riding on board now, in fact, with Jamie Griffiths. So he's got 2 cars in front of him, currently P16, remains in P16 for the moment, as Patel gets through on Galloway, and I'm pretty sure Griffiths will follow through.
I think Mackenzie might have a shot as well. Let's see. He's going low into 2. Yep.
Venture, will he? No, but he's going to stick back for the moment.
This is the opportunity Galloway needed. Obviously not this lap, but on the next lap and the lap after that and a few more, he'll have a shot to improve massively on his time if he can just stay in the draft.
Yo, Jordan, let me look at what number you are at the moment to see if you're in the top 10 or not. You are... Where are you, actually? Jordan Howe, number 12. You're obviously the willpower entry. Obviously, you're not in the top 10 at the moment, is all we need to say. When we get to the 40-minute mark, we'll obviously go through the order, so then you'll be able to see where you are, of course. Of course, you're the number 12. Don't
Like
forget
there's a
that,
new
Jordan.
car going out on track.
A car to join this massive train, if it wasn't big enough already.
Yeah, indeed. We might get half the pack soon in it.
Yes.
Meanwhile, just noticed there are no fans in the stands this time.
Yeah, really. Apart from the pit straight, though, you can still see some fans, which is not quite as realistic as what it was in the real life 2020 season. Although I don't think we'll care that much, really, because
Yeah, indeed.
F the word that we can't say on YouTube.
Looks like Joe China has dropped out of the top 10. Looks like the number 66 might have dislodged it from it.
And the number 66 is Tobias Krez. Indy, I was McLaren.
Yeah, indeed. Now, Mackenzie, I wonder how much fuel he's got left in his wagon, how many laps he can keep up. Either way, he's in P2 for the moment, and he's got very solid speed on the board.
I will point out, Von Chanek Keoshani has been bumped out of the top 10 by the number 66, that being the McLaren of Tobias Kress.
We
That's what Russ just said.
Sorry, I was just looking in the chat there because some others have just joined.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I was in the zone. I was in the zone.
Looks like Patel is giving up a few places right now.
Yes, indeed.
Galloway seems to be making his way through. He'll be trying to improve. He's still in last at the minute. Unesco is trying to get some of that draft as well from behind.
There's now Griffiths trying to get some healthy slipstream off the car in
That'll
front,
be right
which is of
back.
course Jay McKenzie in the very nice liveried Husky chocolate chip Ganassi. Of course, that's Marcus Ericsson's livery from real
Did
life.
improve.
As
But
Griffiths
he's
is continuing
dropping
to
down.
drop some places because he was 17th and now he's dropped a couple of more at the
Yeah.
moment. Here is Robert Yanez currently in 16th, Protsu currently in 6th position. In fact, Valdinger has gone up into 4th, I've just realised, the number 0 Penske. So as the number 66 of Tobias Kress has gone up into 7th. So a few movements into the top 10. Well, Valding has gone up to 4th and Kress has gone up into 7th. So we've had a few movements below 3rd.
Got it. Looks like Lopez has just joined this train in the meantime.
He has, and he's not able to improve on his best, which is a 228.264 miles per hour at this point in time.
Right back.
Right, fair enough, Rob. So now we go down the straight now then, and now we are going to take a look at the leaderboard then. We are at that 40-minute mark. So Lopez at the top, Mackenzie in 2nd, Adventure 3rd, Valdinger in 4th, then it's Clark in 5th, Protsuk in 6th, Kretz in 7th, followed by De Rosa in 8th, Cupot 9th, DeMel in 10th, then it is Fraser 11th, Keoshani the defending champion 12th, with Parrish in 13th, Graf 14th, Oscar in 15th, Ionescu in 16th position, then it is Perrin in 17th, Jefferson 18th, Franco Gamba in 19th, with Jamie Griffiths in 20th, Roland Motrin in 21st, and I've just heard that Rob is back. Do you want to read the rest from 22nd down?
Oh yeah, sure, I'm back. Well, it's Jules Sanderson 23rd after Alexander Arnold was 22nd. Mateusz Turvik is 24th, followed by Jake Galloway and Santino Andreoli. Next up, we got Joseph Eric Soto, finished 4th last time out. And there's been a massive crash now.
Sorry to interrupt, there's a crash.
Yeah,
and it's between Jake Galloway and Jamie Griffiths in the number 3.
It also involved Ben Spaldinger as well, who had to slow down a bit.
Yeah, he's lucky to escape that one. Gonna have to see a replay from that.
Yeah, indeed.
Let's
Let's see what happened.
Galloway tried to go for the move on Griffiths.
Well, his
Griffiths just
turned up
clipped
to
his wing
25th
just
from last,
about.
but yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that was a little bit of a too risky move there for Galloway. He even did a barrel roll, in fact. So
Yeah, indeed.
those two
He
will
was
be
quite
heading back to
aggressive.
pit. I
Yeah.
think
Thankfully, they
Valdingham may have
can
just
get their
avoided some
spares.
damage. I think Valdingham may
Yeah.
have avoided some damage, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Looks like they've touched again on the slowdown.
Yeah. He is obviously going slow because he's having to build back up the speed, but I think he might have just avoided damage. Let's have a look.
Let's see.
This is one of the only times you'll have to jam on the brakes. Look at
Yeah, he
Vollinger's
did
POV
avoid
here.
damage. Very, very lucky indeed there was Bence. He jammed on the brakes at the right time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. And now that this crash is out of the picture, we can resume reading the rest of the pack. As I think you just had a change in it. The 014 has lost place. But anyway, Galloway is in 26th ahead of Quag. Then after Quag, it is just Fergus Soto. I mentioned him. We got Jordan Howell behind with Michael Mocho. Zita Martinez in 31st, ahead of Rahul Patel. Then Florian Volker, who's just been leapfrogged by Gabriel Rico, I might add. Armar Kad, the 014, 35th, followed by Gabriel Gomez and Lin Campana. Lin Campana, who had the heartbreak last time out, losing out on the last lap. Maxim Titko is in 38th, followed by Tomasz Pascual. The only driver in this 500 who is not competing any tier in the OC as of right now. After him, it's Adam Wolf, followed by George Roque and Will Natter in last place. And Natter changed the pack, but that is it for about now.
Yeah,
Indeed.
that was Nello
of course,
moved up to 40th.
One thing to bear in mind, of course, with this game, of course, is there is wind speed on this game as well. So it's something to keep an eye on as well. I
Take
did
a
see
look
it
at
was
all
only...
those star marks. Okay, Yuri. Yuri said he'll be down for a minute.
Okay, fair enough. We'll just keep an eye on Bence then for the moment, as the top two still remaining the same from the last time we did the checkup.
You want to get some good headwind, and it'll help you out a lot.
Well, but with him, he did a personal best on the last lap, so he was lost. Now he's up to 40th now.
Yes, indeed so.
But pushes Nella down to 41st position at the moment, so it's not going very well for the man who won this past weekend, in fact, at Spielberg for DTM.
No, definitely not, but qualifying isn't everything. It's 800 kilometers, 500 miles, a lot can change. As Gabriel Gomez proved, even if you qualify last, you can still win.
Yes.
Indeed so.
Even though it was a lot crazier than we thought it would be.
Yeah, indeed. Well, don't forget, this is the only race in the entire OC universe that has safety cars. Because Grand Prix 4 unfortunately doesn't have them.
Which is a shame.
Correct.
Which is a bit of a shame, really. But what can you do, I guess? As Rogue now then trying to get a little bit more slipstream off the car in front, as he's currently not having the best quali session so far, it's fair to say, as he's got the two McLarens right behind him at the moment, or two of the three McLarens, I should say.
Did another personal best. He's up to 35th.
Yeah, indeed. It looks like he's making the overtake here. Don't want to waste too much time passing somebody. You just want to be quick with it. And I think he's going to need to overtake the car in front of him as well if he wants to improve on his lap. But he won't, if he does, he won't have any toe on the back straight.
Yeah, indeed. The obviously those two McLarens being the number 5 and the number 7, and the best way to figure out which is which, the number 5 is the one with the orange and black, and the number 7 is the orange, black, and blue car. So just thought I'd point that one out.
Well, yeah, you can still see the design differences. In any case, Rogue hasn't been able to improve on this one. He went on a mile an hour short, and now he's gone high into turn 1, which means he's probably not going to improve on this one.
Oh, definitely not. The number 5, just to point out, being Roman Quagg, and the number 7 being Michael Clark. So
Quagg in a McLaren, that was something I never expected to see.
Yes.
Well, it is a favourite team. As long as he's not barging into other people's garages, I think we'll be okay. So,
I guess so. In any case, Lopez continues to lead the session. Mackenzie's still second. Looks like Unesco is either going in or going out. I'm not sure which. But, yep.
Indeed, as it's Tobias Kress is at the rear of this this train right now. Kress currently in the top 10 right now, so doing a good job at this point in time.
Looks like Lopez is giving Ruslan Prosk a little bit of draft right now.
And Volker's right behind those two.
Brodsuk is in the
Volker
top
and
10 right
Lopez, of
now.
course.
As a matter of fact, he's in P6.
Lopez and Volker, of course, being former teammates at Mercedes at one point. Of course, Volker did beat Lopez to the title in 2018, but given how much of a leap and bound Lopez put on in 2019, who knows if Lopez only won because of Volker not being there? Who knows? But
Well,
I guess we'll never know, really.
unless Volker decides to come back.
Yeah, but it won't be with Mercedes, would it? And I don't think he's got any intention of coming back.
No,
So,
probably not. In any case, we're on board with some Brodsuk, who is right behind Julius Anderson. Lopez hanging in there as well in this train. Quite some rubber late at turn 3. Might improve the grip a little bit.
it might, in a way. Maybe it won't. Who knows? But as we've still got a few cars in
totally.
the pit right now, as Gomez goes back in. So far, not been a great day for the 2018 Indy 500 winner. Currently down in 39th at the moment.
Well, he's qualified worse at the 500 before. I don't think he's that discouraged.
Oh yeah, let's not forget, in 2018 he won from literally last. So
Yeah,
And the best meme of all time came.
yeah,
thank you,
indeed.
Ra.
At least it's not bad. It's not bad as calling you the F bomb.
Oh my goodness. In any case, here we have Anderson getting in the draft of from John Chinat actually. John Chinat is in P12. He's just went in on this is his first actual lap of this stint, and you can tell by the last lap he had in the 100s. It means he's just gone out on track. Anyway, Anderson is gaining some slipstream from him, but I don't think he was able to improve on his effort either. Ben Twalliger is also out, the man in P4 at the minute.
As Jordan Howell is we're looking at right now, down in 31st position. Not exactly great for him at this point in time. As
No, definitely not.
two of his teammates are a bit in front at the moment, Parrish and Griffiths.
The two teammates looks like they're practicing a little bit of drafting together. Of course, you can do that
Indeed.
in the race to save some fuel, since you can reduce the throttle just a little bit, and over 500 miles that adds up. And fuel saving can be critical here.
Yep, indeed. As we look at two,
Obviously, unlike the top class or any other category, you can't just lift and coast, so you have to be precise with every application of throttle. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep, indeed. As we go down the straight, Wolf currently last at the moment, the 2017 winner, and trying to find his way through right now. Now that is either Patel or Mocha.
That is Patel.
It's Patel. I should know because the car is a little bit higher off the ground than what Mocho's car is. So
yeah, well, I think it's the easiest way to tell. Patel's rear of the car is almost entirely blue, so there's that.
Yes.
Okay. So I was just reading something there in one of the group
Don't
chats
worry.
that I'm in. Anyway, will Wolf get out of last place this time by? Let's have a look.
He won't.
He's starting to build the speed up, you've noticed. He was at 223 the last lap, he's now on 224, so maybe he's starting to build it up a little
indeed.
bit, perhaps.
Lopez is going out. Meanwhile, Wolf doesn't want to get bogged down too much. If he has a chance to overtake Patel, he needs to take it right away.
Indeed, as we're reaching the 30-minute.
And we just passed it, as a matter of fact.
Indeed. Obviously, we're not looking at the leaderboard at the moment, I guess because it took us a little bit of a while. Maybe we'll do it every 20 minutes. Oh, no, never mind.
Well, it's Franco Lopez still fastest, followed by Jim McKenzie and the other pro of then Adventure. Then it's Ben Wallinger 4, followed by Michael Clark and Tomasz Pascual. Ruslan Procuk is in P7, followed by Tobias Kress, Kirosima De Rosa, David Kiopak, and Rafael Dummel. Jordan Howell is in 12th place with Daniel Fraser 13th, and Feng Chao Chinat in 14th. Rach and Joe, you can do the rest.
Okay, I'll go for
Has there been a bit puff of turf on the back straight in the meantime?
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, I'll go from 15th to 30th, and then Ra, you can do the rest. So in 15th, we have Will Parrish, then Dennis Graff in 16th, Sama Toscan 17th, Robert Ionescu in 18th, followed by Jesus Pereira in 19th, Santina Andreoli in 20th, Alan Jefferson 21st, Franco Gamba in 22nd, then it is Jamie Griffiths 23rd, Maxim Titkov in 24th, followed by Matthias Turek in 25th, Roland Mottram 26th, Alexander Arnold 27th, Julius Anderson 28th, Jake Galloway 29th, and Lincoln Parno in 30th. You can do the rest, Ra.
Yep, in 31st we have Roman Krog, 32nd we have Joseph Frederick Suto, 33rd we have Michael Mocho, 34th we have Rosetta Martinez, 35th we have Rahul Patel, 36th we have Gabriel Rico, then 37th we have George Roque, 38th we have Lauren Volker, 39th we have Armor Carr, then in 40th we have Gabriel Gomez, in 41st we have Wonella, and in last place we have Adamov at the moment.
There was a change in the leaderboard just a few seconds ago, but I didn't quite catch it.
Anyway, back to the action.
Yes, indeed. 28
So
minutes to
look at
go,
it.
and look at this train.
Another big train starting to form, and car getting close to that front of that train, it's fair to say.
So is Perignon.
I think that is, if I'm not mistaken, that looks like the number 30 in front, and it is. It's Ruslan Proxyuk.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
As now coming around the first two turns we go, as car continues to go around the corners in the Team Liverpool livery. As Sion now make his way down the straight.
Yeah, indeed so.
Looking around in the top 10 at the moment, not much change has happened since we did the last checkup. Lopez still at the top, has been for a while, in fact, is Mr. Lopez.
In the number 98 of George Roque has gone up to 9.
He has quite a solid advantage, but yeah, good improvement for Roque.
A big one, in fact, because he was near the back, let's not forget. He was down in, 39th, and that's a big improvement for him, it's fair to say.
There's more
Totally.
improvements now. As the number 66 is in 10th. Don't know who
Of
else
course,
improved. I think
Tobias
it
Crest.
was. Yeah.
Mentioned as well, in fact, Roque has actually gone out of the top 10, hasn't he? The number 30.
Yeah, Michael Macho's now gone up to 2nd. And he's in the
Impressive
228.
stuff. Yeah, just 1/10 of a mile an hour slower than Lopez. Quite impressive.
It seems that people are starting to get a little bit closer to Lopez's mile per hour average right now, as the DHL Andretti has just gone into the pits. The number 28, of course, being Daniel Adventure, who currently finds himself in P5 at the moment.
Yes, indeed. Ruslan Protsuk, meanwhile, as Rosita Martinez right behind him. And there is also Mocho lining up these guys.
Meanwhile, third and fourth for two of the Chip Ganassi cars. Number 8, of course, being Jay McKenzie, and the number 10 being Maxim Titkov at this point in time. So, it's looking all right at the moment for two of the three Chip Ganassi cars entering in this.
Looks like Unesco is getting a massive amount of drafts right now from back of Mocho.
And he's obviously getting a draft from the two cars in front of Martinez and Proxy at the moment. As Mocho wasn't able to improve that time by. Yanez is still down in 22nd at the moment at this point.
Yeah, so it seems Mocho's gone through one of these cars.
As it looks like the graph removers decided to join them. I believe that's the graph removers livery.
Yes, it
is.
As we have just under 25 and a half minutes to go in this qualifying session before we get to the Fast 10 qualifying.
That's right.
Any time still for these guys to try and get themselves into the top 10 to advance into the next session.
Here goes Martinez finishing a lap. He was overtaken, so I doubt he'll improve on it. Which he doesn't.
You are, Dennis. You just came out on track, in fact. As Ionescu gets by on the
He's
AJ
grabbed up a
Foy
little
car.
bit of speed making that move.
As another car we just saw, they just came out of the pits. And just trying to have a look at if there's been any more movements in the top 10. I don't think there's been any major ones from what I've seen. The top 4, I should say, still relatively the same at the moment from a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
As
I guess
Ionescu
so.
crosses the line, and he does improve, but remains in P22.
That was a personal best, but not enough to gain any positions.
Yep, indeed. But it does seem that Rob's starting to pick up the speed up now, and maybe could gain a few more places if he can keep it up.
Depends how many laps he's got left in his tank, of course, because not all runs last forever.
And these fuel tanks, as we've seen many times in... Ooh, that was close there for Macho
Incredibly tight.
That
Macho and
compound?
Fraser there.
Fraser, yeah.
That was very, very close to a near collision that we saw a little bit earlier on.
Yes, absolutely. Amazing scenes. He's failed to improve this time.
Rob dropped a little bit of speed that time by, and maybe because of the cars that in front there that nearly collided. I'm not sure, but
it looked to me like he was derating a little bit on the straight. He lost a little bit of kph after maxing out.
Perhaps as now we make our way down towards the last two turns, as they are still continuing to go side by side with Fraser at the moment.
He's very close to the back of that car.
Prix is currently behind.
Yeah, he's behind at the moment.
On the straight, as they're all currently behind Jesus Perinin right now in the number 60 Maya Shankar, as Macho's still in second place at the moment, not able to overhaul Franco Lopez at this point in time.
Of course, he doesn't need to. All he needs to care about right now is getting his ticket into a fast 10, and I doubt 9 extra people are going to get themselves to 228, so I think Macho should be considered safe, but of course it's far from over.
Yep, can't say anything just yet, given how many laps these cars usually go around. I mean, you look at Unesco, he's done the same amount of laps as his car number right now.
That's funny.
Number 52 at this point in time, as he just gets by a proxy there. Let's see. Well, he does go a little bit higher than his previous lap, but still able to overhaul his best one at the moment.
Indy. Since I am him, I can tell you actually why I chose the number 52, if you'd like to hear. 2 reasons. It's the number of laps at Silverstone, and it's also my dad's apartment number, so yeah. And also because 99 wasn't available. Damn you, George.
Scared.
But yeah.
Well, if you were in an online league that I did and you chose 99, that would have also been taken by a certain Matt Orange. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank God I don't have a PS4 then.
Yeah, well, the league doesn't exist anymore, so...
I know. But still.
Yeah, so...
In any case, back to this train, and we got Alan Jefferson, Maxim Titkov squabbling right there.
As Carr is currently at the back of Michael Clark at the moment, and then he'll come up to behind Santino Andreoli, who, again, he did choose that number because of the fact that in real life, that car was driven by another Santino, although a bit more of a controversial Santino, I should say.
Let's not talk about it too much.
Yeah. That's why I'll leave it at that. So, hence why he actually got sacked from an IFMC team that was run by Will Miller, in fact. So,
all right.
Bit of trivia right there. So,
yeah, I guess so. In any case, here I have Clark. He is currently in P7, the Kingmaker from last time, hoping to be king. As Senator Huey Long once said, every man a king, but nobody wears a crown. And Michael Clark will be hoping he can be the king this time and wear the crown as well.
Meanwhile, I believe Lean Campano's got into the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. The number 32 is currently in 9th position.
Yes, indeed, you're right, Joe. He's gained quite well in the Saihara Motorsports entry. Came so close to victory last time, the Greater Count outfit. Was first there for 4th, I believe, at the end, though. Thanks to Clark.
As speaking of Clark, he's trying to get by on Andreoli at the moment at this point in time. Going through the first 2 turns on the track. Currently in P7 at the moment, so far in the top 10 position is Mr. Clark. So as there's been some more movement, in fact, in the top 10. I think it's the number 22, in fact, that's just moved up into P5. And that is, of course, Will Neller.
It's the exact same time as the number 10.
That's Will Neller who's actually get up into 5th position. And it seems like for once, it's actually gone in the order that it's supposed to. I do get a feeling it might be garage order in this game as well, like in Grand Prix 4. So, because I remember there was a scenario, I think last season or a couple of seasons ago, where the person who set the time second got in front. So,
in any case, we've got under 20 minutes to go now.
Yep, so up to P5 goes Will Neller after spending most of his time at the back. So here is the current leaderboard.
Yep, it is Lopez on top with Boncho second, Mackenzie third, Ditko fourth, the same speed as Neller. Adventure is sixth, followed by Waldinger and Clark. Montrin is ninth, Pascual is 10th, Campana 11th, Protsiuk 12th, followed by Kresrok, Drosa, Kupok, Dumel, Howell, Fraser, Quag, Anderson, and Chow Chainat completing the first half of the pack.
Then we have Jesus Perinen in 23rd, followed by Will Parrish in 24th, Dennis Graff 25th, Samet Oskin in 26th, with Robert Ionescu in 27th, Santina Andrioli in 28th, Alan Jefferson in 29th, with Alexander Arnold in 30th. Then in 31st, we have Franco Gamba, 32nd, Jamie Griffiths, and I'll let Ra continue the rest.
In 33rd, we have Rahul Patel. And then 34th, we have Matthias Turek. 35th, we have Adam Wolf. 36th, we have Jake Galloway. 37th, we have Armar Carr. 38th, we have Joseph Frederick Suto. 39th, we have Rosetta Martinez. 40th, we have Gabriel Rico. 41st, we have Florian Volker. And 42nd, and last, we have Gabriel Gomez.
Is it DTM Florian Volker has come to this? I don't know. But
Yes.
So, in any case, could Gabriel Gomez do the unthinkable twice if he qualifies in last?
who knows, really? Who knows? He would be the first ever two-time Indy 500 winner if that's the case. So,
Yeah, indeed.
have to wait and see. Still plenty of time, though. Still plenty of time for him to get out of that last position if he can.
Well, he's gonna need to get some draft for that though.
Yep, indeed. Going around the section of quads, I just realised as well the number 9 has got up into 9th position. That is the Chip Ganassi car of Roland Motrin. So,
Indeed.
So it appears at the moment all 3 Chip Ganassis are currently in the top 10 at the moment.
Yep, they're doing quite well.
Taking a swill of my drink there. Well, finished it off actually. Can you hazard a guess what it is, Rob?
Pepsi Max.
Correct.
I knew it.
If anybody watched IFMC, you'll know where that meme came from. So
Yes, absolutely.
anyway,
In any case, here we have Clark.
as he remains in 8th position at the moment, as he's trying to get by on Gabriel Gomez at the moment.
Yeah, indeed.
So that might get taken out of context, Michael Clark. I just want to point that one out. So yes,
Yeah,
you are
indeed.
in 5th, Will Neller. Yes, I know. It's you're not dreaming, Will Neller. You are in P5.
Miracles do happen.
To those who ask for it, of course. That seems to be the phrase. And there's Clark now trying to get by on someone else now, the number 59 of Thomas Pascal.
Indeed, well, he's got him.
As indeed, all of them are now trying to swarm around Pascal at the moment. This big train that's starting to form that is now being led by Clark at the moment.
Indeed, looks like Gomez could be getting the lap he wants right now. He's getting quite a lot of slipstream from the cars in front of him, and now he's got only one car left in front. He can improve on this one, I'm certain. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look on. Keep an eye on the top right, folks. You want to look at the one that says last lap on the top right. Can he improve on his 2:25.491? No, not quite. Just misses out.
Close, but not close enough. And yeah, Jefferson is also making his way through on that car. He's got that overtake. Let's see if he can get an improvement and get higher than P30.
We'll see, of course, the number 47 car, currently behind 3 other cars at this point in time, currently down in 35th. Not really ideal for him at the moment. That being Adam Wolf, of course, who, of course, won the first ever Indy 500. His car's now getting underneath Andrioli himself. Car down in 37th. Not really ideal for the man who's currently challenging for the championship in the top class at the moment.
Indeed.
Yes.
We got 1/4 of the session left to go in the meantime. I'd just like to point that out.
And Yuri just gave us a meme there that Armar created this season, in fact. So
Maybe so.
it says now Wolf getting into the slipstream of Clark. Clark not leading the train at the moment because they're coming up to the back of somebody else. It looks like the 24 car they're coming up to at this point in time. That being
Julius
Julius
Anderson.
Anderson.
Yes.
As
Looks like
Andrioli
Gomez is
getting-
losing a couple more places. I wouldn't be surprised if he were to pit soon.
Yep, as they all now cross the line. And still no many movements in the top 10 at the moment. I will point out, in fact, Will Nell has actually got up into third position, so there is one. Will Nell are getting into the top 3 at the moment.
Good catch. Let's see if Wolf can gain as well. He's getting that slipstream from Anderson.
That's not Anderson.
And that really surprised Will Neller.
Amazing timing.
Yes, Dennis. Oh, yes, Dennis. Oh, yes, I remember that very well. The turtlenecks.
The neck.
Well, either way, Wolf is gaining the slipstream of Clark, and let's see if he can improve on his time. No, he can't. A full mile an hour slower.
Well, Armored car actually improved. He's in 37th.
Yes, he did.
But he's still not an ideal position, though, for Mr. Carr. So
It's his first time. Let him off for this one.
Give him some slack. He's been trying to get in for a really long time. He's just getting adjusted to it now.
Indeed, of course, grid position don't really matter, of course, because we've seen many times you could start from a lower position and you could still end up getting a good result out of it. Just ask Gabriel Gomez.
I think we've done that running gag quite a number of times now. But yeah, as someone who finished on the podium last season, I have only one hint really. Just don't crash.
Don't crash. Don't crash and you will achieve.
Yeah. If you can
say that's my AI for the last couple of years.
Just, you need to be quick early on in the race. Obviously, keep out of trouble. Just stick with the leading group because there will be a leading group, probably 10-15 cars long, and just try to stick with it as long as you can, and you might just get a very solid result.
Yes.
Indeed, so we now look at Will Neller, who's currently in P3. Got Lincoln Parner behind him at the moment. As somebody goes into the pit lane there.
That's Neller, actually. And Valliger.
So here is Neller, in fact, coming down the pit straight.
Sorry, it wasn't Neller coming in, it was Vallinger. Just I was confused because it's a camera pit lane.
Oh, engine blow. We've got an
Engine blow for Gomez.
Oh no, just as he's gone out of the pits. Can you believe it?
Clearly he's revved the engine a bit too much there. So not good news there for the 2018 Indy 500 winner as his Honda Andretti engine blows up in smoke.
He's only going to get 10 minutes left to try to get into the new car. Yeah, indeed. Kicking up a puff of smoke and dirt and all the other things you don't want to kick up.
At least he's staying far away from the track, which is a good thing. We don't want anybody running into the back of him. Especially that train of cars that just went by there.
Yes.
But it looks like Gabriel Gomez, if he doesn't get back to the pits soon, he might have to worry about qualifying in last again.
And he stopped on track.
Crash there. Big crash there.
Jefferson.
Yeah, indeed. In the first corner. And Jefferson is still hitting the wall at the back of his car. Now he's falling down the banking.
His
car's just bouncing there.
Oh no. Oh no. Ooh, another lucky escape.
It'll be very hard to avoid here. Oh no, you don't want to turn your car like this.
No. Oh no! That was a massive mayhem again.
Was involved.
No,
it was
again. Yes, no. Oh, Lopez is in the wall.
As well. Oh my gosh, this is a big one.
Lost the wheel.
Yeah, indeed. Quite chaotic here. So much chaos and yeah. My goodness. Mackenzie
also. Yeah, he got collected by Lopez.
Yeah. And
we'll have to see the whole thing again.
Yeah, let's look from the beginning.
From
Jefferson's point of view, because that's where it all got triggered, really. On the collision with Kossiuk, of course.
Both of them were just point on point. And
what was Jefferson doing there? That angle.
Prociuk was already trying to go really high to avoid any chaos, and Jefferson, I think he just tried to copy
must be. Oh, he must have caught oversteer for that.
Too late.
Just like that,
Too late.
Yeah,
I don't know what Jefferson was thinking there. Then he obviously caused all the kerfuffle that happened a little bit later, thanks to his bouncing car.
Yeah, indeed. And the way he rejoined it, you don't want to put your car perpendicular to the track. It's covering like half the track width. Of course, somebody ended up hitting him.
Yeah, gonna see Samet Ozgen hitting him.
He was going high, which was a curse. It was too late to
Yeah.
revert from it.
It's the same for Jordan Allen. He also got collected.
Indeed. So much
And
debris
then
flying
here is
out.
Lopez,
Who
who's side by side with Parrish actually, and
he
How did
just
this
hit
happen?
the wall, I think. Oh,
he clipped
went
the
Extremely
wall.
high.
yeah,
He
he's
clipped the
clipped in the
wall.
wall. Yeah, and he was already on the high line already.
Then
Yeah, there's
that
nothing
triggered
the
the
others could
collision
do.
between the number 4 and then of course Mackenzie. So
The number
was that
Yeah.
really?
4. Yeah, and that was Suter and Mackenzie, as you said. It was already on
Either
the
way,
high line. Oh, and
chaotic.
he was already tapping the wall. He was brushing the wall even before the big hit.
Yeah, indeed.
That's a ride you don't want to be on, that's for sure.
I think these guys are thankful for the new aero screen that we got.
Yes.
Indeed, of course. First time that the Indy 500 is running the aero screen, as it's been dubbed. I like to call it the Halo screen because
That's
it's
a
half
suit.
of the what was it called? The aero screen that the Red Bull ran, and then of course it's got a halo integrated into the design as well. But
Yeah.
anyway, we've got just over 7 minutes to go now in this session, and I think
Final
it's fair to
reading, I
say-
guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because of course I don't think Yuri wants to do that error that he did a couple of seasons ago. So
Yeah, if you know, you know, and we don't want that to happen again.
Yes.
so there's not really much
73
change.
laps, Maxim Pitkov is down, quite impressive, and he'll be in the fast 10 if it stays like this.
As they now make their way through the final 2 turns. And now, so now
Unesco is coming into the
Unesco's going-
pits. He'll be going out for a next last run soon enough, I think.
if he's got enough time, of course, just under 7 minutes to go now in this session.
Yes. Lopez is back out on track. No, it's not
He is
Lopez.
back out.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
Lopez.
right.
My bad.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
Halo.
it is.
I mean, he wasn't that far away from the pit lane, so he was able to run very quickly to get the spare car.
Yeah, very close to Gomez there. Gomez is also back out. Good to see he's jumped in a new car with fresh new engine, and hopefully he can crank the engine up to 11 and rescue himself from being last again.
Indeed, as I'm just looking around to see if there's any changes of note. I don't think there is.
He's going past. He's going for a move on Jefferson here.
And he looks like he's going to make it through, and Roman Quag will try and do the same behind. And the
Yeah, indeed.
Arrow McLaren SP. SP standing for Schmidt Peterson, of course.
Indeed.
As he does not improve, remains in 21st. At the moment, it doesn't look like that Quag is going to get himself into the top 10, but still, under 6 minutes, given this length of track, still just enough time to try and see if he can do anything.
Yeah, indeed. So, looks like Jefferson is just letting a bunch of people through right now.
Yeah, indeed. Now he's side by side.
I believe that to be David Kupok in that black car behind.
Came back.
Welcome back, Joe.
As Lopez now then, going around the, was this the third to last corner or the first corner? I couldn't quite
The
tell.
first
that one.
corner.
His first corner.
Now he's going past Quag. Watch Jefferson getting a big toe from Lopez here. Might be one of his last chances.
Perhaps. I mean, Lopez is currently top of the moment, so it's probably the most ideal person you want to get a draft from at the moment.
Absolutely. And let's see if Jefferson can make his way into the top 10, perhaps. George Rogan in 15th is trying to do the same.
And down the straight now then, as we have just under 4 3/4 minutes to go. And Jefferson's still 36th for the moment.
Can't improve on that one, I'm afraid. He's got Gomez in his slipstream. His competitor, as a matter of fact. Let's see if he'll help him out. Lopez backing off a little bit. He doesn't have to worry too much. I don't think he wants to damage that car any further after the big wreck he was involved in earlier.
Nope, definitely not. Through the final 2 turns then is Jefferson as he tries to find a way through on Gabriel Gomez at this point in time.
Indeed.
And will he improve on this 36th position? Let's see. So line he goes.
He couldn't.
Improved on his previous lap, but not on his overall lap.
Well, just under 4 minutes to go. He's gonna be running out of laps. He needs to do it as quick as he can. The U.S. Air Force sponsored car. There's also Michael Moch out in front of these guys. Maybe they'll get a little bit of slipstream from him. Lopez is definitely backing off right now. He has no reason to push.
As they're trying to get by him there, you just saw. As Perrinen's trying to get a slipstream from this gaggle of cars that's in front, that's being led by Alexander Arnold at the moment.
Indeed so. Wolf currently in 14th. The first ever 500 winner. He is not improving on his time on the previous lap, of course. Dorvik out on his own, probably not the best strategy. They've got a massive train of cars here.
Parish and Ionescu leading this trend at the moment, along with the number 9 of Roland Motrin.
Don't forget, these are the guys who finished second and third in the last 500.
Barnes still outside the top 10 at the moment. He needs that little bit more if he wants to advance to the fast 10.
Yeah.
Patel is going out.
Patel. Yeah. And there's
Volker
Volker all alone.
28th position at the moment. As
That's
Amber
not
currently at the
the
front.
one to pursue.
It looks like Mackenzie's fixed whatever damage was on his car. And
Indeed. Ruslan Project, meanwhile, he won't be improving on this one. Definitely not. He's being overtaken. So there's that. He is in 13th at the moment, just about missing out. Oskan has just passed him.
up through the final 2 turns we go. As now they make their way down the straight. And are making
Just
their way
about 2
towards
minutes to go. That means 3 laps.
around about that much. As now maybe even 4 or 5 at a push, we'll have to see. As Proxy now then through the final turn, getting by on Samat Oskan there, who's obviously got out on the track after he had to repair some damage. And no improvement for Anderson so far.
Nope.
He's done 77 laps as Anderson, 79 for Proxiuk so far, so some good amount of miles. Nearly halfway
for
into a
Oskan.
500. Nearly halfway into a 500 for some of these guys, so not bad.
Yeah, about 40% of the way. Or 30. Nah, more like 40%. Let's look at this train.
Looks like a change of tyres going on there for Bance Valdinger, so probably getting some fresh sets of rubber on his car.
Maybe he's just preparing for the Fast 10. Looks like he'll be in it. Or a minute to spare.
He's currently P7 at the moment, is Bence Valdinger, in the number 0 Team Penske Classic, as it's been dubbed as. Although he wanted it based on an old McLaren rather than an old Penske. It's just a bit of an ironic that both liveries were the same in the past.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to get into the reason why they were the same. Let's just say it's not appropriate.
Just under 1 minute to go now, lads. Ladies.
Yeah, indeed. This will be starting the final lap and just about now.
Galloway, this will probably be his final lap. Same with all these train of cars right here. As just over 30 seconds left. Though then again, Yuri did mention about it being paused at 0, so I don't know if some of these will get their lap completed or not. But
Well,
we're getting
look
there
at the
now.
standings now.
Well, we are
So-
getting there. We're waiting for the countdown to go down first.
Will we get any last minute changes or not?
Let's see, as these cars will be able to finish off their final lap. The final turn they go.
We got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Turkey flag is out
Yep.
as the end of the session. It is Franco Lopez
indeed.
fastest, with Michael Mocha second, Will Neller third, Jay McKenzie fourth, Maxim Titkov fifth, Daniel Adventure sixth, Benz Vallinger seventh, Michael Clark eighth, Mocha ninth, and Tomasz Pascual 10th. These are the fast 10. They are the ones progressing to the shootout. Lynn Campana just misses out. Jamie Griffith speed 12, Ruslan Protsuk 13, followed by Adam Wolf. I've done the first third of the grid. You guys can do the rest.
What position did you go to again, just to be clear?
14, because,
Okay.
42 divided by 3, that's 14.
Okay, so I will do 15th to
28th.
Where? Sorry.
15th to 28th.
Okay, 15th to 28th. Okay, so Tobias Crest in 15th, George Roke 16th, Kirishima DeRosa 17th, with David Kupok in 18th, Rafael Demel in 19th, Jordan Allen 20th, then Daniel Fraser 21st, Roman Quagg in 22nd, with Julius Anderson in 23rd, then Fanchanak Kirishani, the defending champion, with it all to do in 24th, Jesus Perinen in 25th, with Amar Kar in 26th, Samet Oskan in 27th, and Will Parrish in 28th, and you can do the rest, Ra.
Yeah. 29th, we have Florian Volker. 30th, we have Dennis Graf. 31st, we have Robert Unesco. 32nd, we have Matthias Turek. 33rd, we have Rahul Patel. 34th, we have Santino Andreoli. 35th, we have Chick Galloway. 36th, we have Alan Jefferson. 37th, we have Alexander Arnold. 38th, we have Franco Gamba. 39th, we have Joseph Frederick Suto. 40th, we have Gabriel Gomez. 41st, we have Gabriel Rico. And 42nd, we have Rosetta Martinez.
So Gomez did improve in the end, made up to 40th.
Yeah.
Still not ideal for him. So, Yuri's just going to put the results in a notepad so that he can remember for tomorrow's race, because of course it's a custom grid like on Grand Prix 4, because of course we have a fast 10 shootout that will be coming up in just a little bit, guys, so just bear with us for the moment. But I think we can kind of talk about that session as a whole. Obviously we had two big crashes. I think the second one, probably the biggest one, I would probably say.
Yeah, indeed. Well, it all started just after Gabriel Gomez's engine failure, which was, I have to say, the fastest engine failure I've ever seen. He wasn't even on track when his engine started to smoke. So yeah, he was just stomping lane exit. But yeah, and after that, all hell broke loose with Jefferson going a little bit too high, and then his rejoin, which was absolutely crazy.
There's a fast 10 shootout, guys. Qualifying's not over yet. Don't go anywhere, lol.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you guys might be disappointed that your driver hasn't made it to a shootout. Don't worry, I'm disappointed as well. I'm 31st, for God's sake, but anyway, it doesn't matter because everything can be decided tomorrow in the race, but the pole position hasn't been decided. The fast 10 is where it's at, and it's coming right up.
Indeed.
But yeah. I think also Lopez just scraping the wall by himself, and then causing that other big wreck was quite something as well. And I want to hear your opinions too, guys.
Sorry, say that again. I was just typing something away.
I just wanted to hear your opinion about the crash, the last one.
Well, the second one, I think it was a little bit clumsy from Jefferson, it's fair to say, because he turned in way too late and ended up crashing into the side of Proxy, and then that obviously caused that chain reaction that happened a little bit later. So really, I just don't know what Alan was thinking in that one. And then the first accident, well, it was only 3 cars that got involved, but again, it was just a case of, on that occasion, it was a case of, I think, Griffiths turning in and Galloway going for a gap that didn't really exist. I think it was Galloway who was involved in that accident.
Yeah, it was Galloway.
Yeah.
What do you think of? What do you think of that time when Lopez, hit the outside wall and then bounced back on the track and caused that pileup? Not pileup, but that collision.
It was a scary accident for Lopez. He looked like he was trying to take avoiding action, really, and then didn't realise there was a wall there and just bounced off it.
Yeah, indeed. Either way, he'll be lucky he got away. He'll be lucky that he has a spare car, and he's definitely gonna need that spare car. He was fastest in first qualifying. Let's see if he can be the fast 10 coming up next, because Dans Voyaka stopped position last time. Can Franco Lopez do it as well, or will somebody else take it away from him? Who are your predictions for pole, guys? Let us know. And I want to hear from you guys. Who are your predictions before the inevitable jinx?
Who am I going to go with? I'm going
for Clark.
I'm going to go with Valdinger for this one. It's a bit of a guess.
Well, I'm going to go for Maxim Titkov in that case. My goodness.
Start. Interesting start.
Goodness gracious. Lopez has been on an amazing run of form in qualifying so far.
Yeah,
even when he's not racing the F1 car.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, he's taken every pole bar the Chinese Grand Prix, as Yuri has just said.
But about that Chinese Grand Prix, we all know what happened there. He didn't even make Q3. So you
Indeed,
win some,
that
you
was
lose some.
obviously a big shocker. So, for anybody who's wondering how the Fast 10 works, it's a 15-minute session where the 10 guys who are in the top 10 take part in this session, and we will decide, and it will determine who will take pole position for tomorrow's Indy 500, 200 laps, and that will be on at 5 p.m. GMT tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed. And the rest, 11th to 42nd, they're set in stone. That's where they'll be starting. So Lee Campana will be P11, Jamie Griffiths P12, and the rest we already gone through it. And now it's time to get going with the Fast 10 session.
Well, in a bit, once Yuri gets everything sorted out for that session.
Yeah, it's almost time.
Yeah, indeed. So, he basically picks all the names out and for this, and it's kind of an interesting system with NR 2003, really. Basically, it's you get names drafted in a roster, and then you can select which ones you'd want to take part in the race. So
why are there like 15 different Colton Hertas?
I think because they've got different liveries. Yeah, I think it's liveries, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I know that in real life in IndyCar, obviously, the drivers do tend to switch liveries around.
Yeah, gotta be careful. Look like the champions is predicting Tomasz Pascual for pole position.
Ah, okay, very interesting.
And the graph remover is predicting Franco Lopez.
Yeah, indeed. Obviously, we've made our predictions. You can also, along with the other two in the chat.
Looks like Jamie is predicting our Lord and Savior. I wonder who is referring to.
Probably Michael. In fact, both Michaels are in the Fast 10, so it could be referring to anyone, really. Maybe Michael Clark, I'm going to presume.
Probably. In any case, it's up to Jamie to tell us what he means. But who knows what he meant by when he said that.
Also, I would say as well for you, Rob, as well, it's not just liveries; it's also the specification of car as well. So like oval, road, and super fast.
Yeah, makes sense. Understood. Yeah, got it. Understood. Yeah, now that makes sense. Only 2 Scott Dixons, jeez.
One for the oval and one for
yeah,
I think for oval as well.
I know. It's just funny that there's only 2 Scott Dixons and like 16 Colin Hertas. It's funny, but we're gonna get ready for a session.
Once every car is selected for the Fast 10, and should be pretty interesting.
Oh look, I'm right under Alex below in the list of drivers. Nice.
Okay. So we've got all the 10 active, as you can see there, and we are going to get underway quite soon. Once I know, I'm just saying, you'll soon see it. Yeah, it's just a basic description.
Yeah, well, we found them.
10, and
they were dragged out of their hotel rooms and strapped into their cars, and they're going to get there ready for a session.
This 15-minute session to determine who will take pole for tomorrow's 4th annual OC Indy 500.
Yep, indeed. Back home again in Indiana, it feels so good to be here. The Fast 10 is just about to start right now.
Yep, you can now see it on your screen. So, anybody who wants to leave their predictions, feel free to continue that, but we're going to get the session underway. Who's going to be the first to go out on the track?
I want to ask your opinion, Joe and Rach. What do you think you need to be fastest here in this shootout? Because obviously there's a lot less cars on track. What do you think is necessary?
Or for any of these guys to take pole?
Yeah.
Well, they'd be lucky to see if they can try and get a little bit of slipstream if they can, but also at the same time try and not have their runs disrupted, so to speak. So we'll see whether that's be via oversteer, having to reduce the speed a little bit, or even going into the wall and having a crash. It's going to be very interesting, but Pascal is the first on the racetrack, and it'll be very interesting to see what he ends up doing in this session.
Absolutely. Only driver in the roster not to have a seat in any tier, but at least he found himself a ticket in the 500. He'll be hoping he can do well.
Starts his lap now then, as I wonder if all 10 cars are now on the racetrack as Pascal makes his way through the first 2 turns here at the Speedway.
Of course, people are going to come into the pits during these 15 minutes, at least I would assume, which would be key because if you don't get any traffic on your first run, if you don't get any draft, you might on second.
Yep, that could be a scenario right there. As Pascal now then just comes around final 2 turns, he'll be setting the benchmarker for everybody to beat. Let's see what it's going to be.
He went pretty low there. He hit 215 miles an hour in that corner. And let's see where he's going to set. I don't think it'll be particularly fast, but we'll see anyway. It's a 221.4.
Don't forget, they may also start building up the speed every lap as well, so these might not be, what's the word I'm looking for, a representation of what we are expecting in this session.
Wallinger much slower, 3 miles an hour off. As is Neller.
Right there. So let's see what Mackenzie can do.
Oh yeah, probably.
I mean, we will say, of course, second for Mackenzie at that time. Well, I don't think it is. I think they're just building up the speed. A 220 for Mackenzie, as you point out there. So he's just under a mile per hour off of Pascal at the moment.
Pascal can improve on this second lap. Mocha is starting his right now.
Yep. Mochin, is he starting a lap? He is starting a lap. He's just started right now then. Valdinger crossing the line.
He did improve on that one, but only one position.
And
looks like we got a little bit of a slipstream fest between 2 guys. Clark is training slipstream with somebody.
Lopez is not far off from a slipstream either, the man who obviously topped the previous session, so with something interesting to point out there.
And your time on the board we got is the number 10.
That is Maxim
That's
Titkov in third. It's Titkov in third.
Very narrowly in front of the 22. As now Adventure and Clark are squabbling for their slipstream, and Adventure's got it right now. He's going to try to draft Clark here, and let's see what time he can set.
I think he will go quicker here, but let's see. And yes, he does.
Yeah,
in fact, no, he doesn't. Number 7 has actually gone to the top. That's Michael Clark who's gone top. So
incredible stuff.
To the top. So, all 10 have put a speed on the board, but I would presume there'll be some more movements coming up very, very soon indeed.
Indeed, Pascal currently in third place. Ditkov's gone up into second in the meantime, and we don't actually see Clark's speed.
Yeah, because at the moment we're only seeing second to 10th at the moment. We're not seeing first to 10th.
Pascal has gone back up into second, meanwhile. Just wanted to point that out, Joe. He's got in front of Titkov.
Watching stays where he is. Here comes Valdinger across the line. And Clark's still in P1. Adventure now up to P2.
Yep, indeed. 223.9, that's massive. The impact of slipstream is quite clearly visible. And these guys, without it, they're in a world of pain right now.
I don't know why we're not seeing P1 at the moment. I don't know if Yuri's buggered off or whatever, but there we go. Now we
can see it. The top two, look how close they are to each other, but they're all over 2 miles an hour faster than P3, which is Tomasz Pascal.
Yep, that's because they haven't been able to get the healthy dose of slipstream right now. But they'll be hoping to get it quite soon. Titkov's not that far away from a slipstream either from Mackenzie, so he could get a little bit of an assistance there. But we will only see they've only got 10 minutes in which to try and get the best lap in.
Wallinger's gone into third, meanwhile. Sorry to interrupt you, Joe. He's gone into 222s, number 0. I'm not sure if it's with Dow or not, but either way, good improvement for Ben Wallinger. I think Titkov has improved again. He's gone into third, yes.
P3 for Maxim Titkov, getting in front of Ben Wallinger at the moment. They're all slightly getting closer now to that top 2. As Mocho crosses the line, currently P9.
Well, I have to say, these guys are much slower than they were in the first session, of course. That's just comes with the territory, I guess. As Mochin is finishing his lap, he improves, but stays in last place, I believe. Clark has improved again. 224. Yep. Ventures improved also, but not enough to dislodge Clark.
Indeed, as Titkov is now in the slipstream of Mackenzie, so let's see what Titkov can do in the number 10. And he goes fastest. Yes, Titkov goes to the top.
Yeah, I saw the 224.2, and that's epic. That's just what Maxim Titkov needed. And we're not long in the session, the others are going to need to copy him. It's clear you need to get that though if you're going to get anywhere. Because look at the number 9. He's almost 6 miles an hour slower.
Roland Motrin crosses the line as Those three weren't able to improve. Nella crosses the line, remains in P6. Lopez, currently P7, remains P7 at the moment, not able to get to the top like he was in the previous session. These two continuing to slipstream each other.
Yeah, Mackenzie giving the toe to Titkov. Mackenzie has improved. Titkov hasn't, but it's good for Jay Mackenzie.
Mackenzie currently
still
P5 at the moment.
And Araha, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
Yeah.
Pascual is hanging another lap. He can't improve on it. Quite narrowly. Macho, he can't either.
Motrin is
No.
getting close to those cars behind, so maybe tactically he's trying to get behind those guys so that he can actually get a slipstream off them. Who knows?
Clark has improved again, but Wallinger's gone quickest of all.
Yeah, Wallinger goes quickest. Yep.
The team
Got
Penske
into that
car-
train.
The Mackenzie and Titkov continuing to follow each other. Titkov's not able to beat Valdinger at that time, remains in second place.
Nope, definitely not. And now Pascual, out on his own, P6, but without any toe the entire time. I think that's quite impressive when you put that in mind.
As Macho improves, but remains in P9.
Mochin has been caught up by these guys. Now he needs to let them overtake him. And then get some of that juicy slipstream on the next lap.
He goes 6.
Yeah, he did.
Motrin gets into 6th, so maybe he did get behind but then overtook again. Who knows? As Lopez will be desperate for some slipstream. He's currently down in 9th.
Here goes Mackenzie. He can improve about Titkov. He can either. Titkov looks like he'll be second at the moment.
Two Chip Ganassis trying to work together there, but so far not able to overhaul Bent Valdinger at the moment.
Pascual is completely alone out on track. So is Macho. This is not good for them.
As Motrin and Clark again trying to.
This four car train is where you want to be.
Indeed, and that's what's helping Bent Valdinger at the moment. As Nella remains in P8 for the moment.
Nella and Lopez are also out on their own. The only other train apart from that 4-car train is Mackenzie and Titkov, who are giving each other some slipstream.
I would say that Lopez is getting closer, though, to the back of Nella, so that might prove crucial in these remaining 6 and a bit minutes to go.
Yeah, it could help him out, of course. Pascual, I think he just improved on that one, but he stays in 7th fastest. Mocho's improved as well, but remains 10th. Now let's look at Mocho and let's see if he can get another improvement on the board. Yes, he can again.
Goes 5th.
Got into 5th place, yes.
Number 28, currently P3 now. That's Daniel Adventure. No, not Daniel Adventure. Or is it Daniel Adventure?
It is Daniel Adventure.
Yeah.
It is Daniel Adventure. He's up into P3 at the moment.
He's got in front of Clark narrowly.
Yep, so an improvement there for him. As currently Valdinger is still at the top of the timing sheets at the moment, ahead of the number 10 of Maxim Titkov at this point in time, and then Daniel Adventure in 3rd. As Clark again trying to get the slipstream off of Motrin at this moment.
Indeed, but I don't think Clark has been able to try to overtake. I don't think he even wants to overtake. As a matter of fact, Adventure in 3rd place still. Wallinger just staying pretty at the back of these guys. Nether looking like he's on his own right now, which is obviously not good news for him.
Lopez is gaining on him. You can just see that. He is starting to gain on him.
Lopez did just have personal best.
But still in P9 at the moment is the 2019 top class champion. You can see he is getting closer from this straight lock, so he might just be able to get back onto the back of him just before the end of the session.
Wallinger's increased his advantage, meanwhile. It's 224.5 he's got now.
Still P10 for Mocho. He's desperate to try and get into this train that's behind him if he can.
Mocho has improved again. He's gone into 4th place.
Adventure P2. Adventure's got ahead of Titkov.
Yeah, indeed he has. Wait, no, Mocho is still in 5th. My bad.
Yep, Lopez up to 7th.
Yep, I think he is getting close to the back of Nella, so he's starting to get that little bit of toe now, but he's not quite there just yet. But he is getting close.
Pashko looks like he's just gone out. No. He hasn't just gone out. My apologies. But he's finishing his lap and he doesn't have any toe from anybody. He still improves. Very impressive to set a lap like that without toe. But if he wants to fight for pole, he's going to need that toe.
This train, Motrin, crossing the line, currently P5. Remains in P5, and the top 2 still remain the same at the moment. Adventure not able to overhaul Valdinger at the moment, as here is Nella to cross the line, and he remains. Lopez goes.
Lopez is coming in. He's gonna go back out again, I'm sure, but it'll be crucial where he emerges.
would ideally like to be in that 4-car train if he wants to get anywhere near the front.
Yeah, and he needs to go out quickly. He will lose a lap just building up the speed, of course. As Pascual doesn't look like he'll be coming in, which is obviously not good news for him. This 4-car train looks like he'll be staying to the end of the session. As Mochin chase another lap, he can improve this time. Could anybody else? It doesn't look like it.
Nope.
Mochin and Mackenzie,
no.
not Mochin and Mackenzie, sorry. Mackenzie and Titkov are also in their own little train. 2-car train, though, so I don't even think you can call it that. But they are training each other some slipstream, and I think they're progressing up the field like that. But Titkov wasn't able to improve this one.
Oh, as look at Pascal now then. He's currently down in P8 at this
Free
moment.
to go.
And he improves that time by, does Pascal, but he remains in 8th. 2:22.420 that time by.
Mocho improves. He's in the 221s.
But still 10th. As now looks like Clark is finally starting to go for the overtake on Mochin.
As Lopez is out on track. Trying to get close to Neller again if he can. Let's see.
I think he might actually be helping Neller, not the other way around. But we'll see.
Well, he's alone, which is not ideal for him. But it all depends how quickly Neller can catch up, because Lopez is still trying to build up the speed, let's not forget.
Yeah.
So,
Titkov is coming in. It looks like his session is done, because he's not going to have the time.
So far, P3 right now for Titkov, but we will see if he's able to hold on to that.
I think he should stay on track and kept trading Slipstream Mackenzie. If he goes out again, it's very likely he might merge alone, but we'll see.
As now heading down the straight, we'll go Clark, Motrin, Adventure, and Valdinger at the moment.
Looks like Clark's given up on trying to overtake Motrin. He doesn't want to let him get it, because Motrin is the car just behind him, of course. If he gives Motrin that tow, he could just be inviting for him to take that P4 away from him.
Perhaps, yeah.
And Clark's coming in, actually.
Coming in. Okay, that's interesting. Lopez, we have just over 1 minute to go. Lopez hasn't really got anybody around him, so it's not really worked out well for the Argentine at this moment in time.
Let's check his lap. It's a 2:18, definitely not quick enough.
Yep. So Clark is bailed out from that train that he was in.
Looks like Titkov could be preparing to go, but he doesn't have enough time, so it's just these three might have a real shot for pole, as Adventure is trying to overtake Mochin.
Valdinger looking for any opportunity as well as he's looking outside. Just under 1 minute to go.
Indeed. Who took pole in Season 2, by the way? I mean, in 2018.
That's a good question. I was looking at 2019, actually. But
Wasn't it Glazebrook, I think?
I think Glazebrook was... Yeah, I think it was Glazebrook in 18, if I'm not mistaken. 17 was my brother, James, and 19 was Fujiukas.
Obviously, yeah. We got just half a minute to go, meanwhile, so this will probably be the last lap. Last chance for everybody.
Yep. Lopez makes his way through the second turn now then. As
He's losing too much on corner exit, so I don't think that'll be it. We got just 15 seconds to go, and we'll be waiting for those three to finish their laps. Clark is going out again, doesn't have enough time. Indeed, Mochin will cross the line as well the other two. And Adventure didn't improve, neither did Valdinger. That could be it. 3, 2, 1, 0. That's the end of the session. And yep, it is Benz Valdinger who is on pole for the Indy 500. Number 0 is number 1 today.
He is indeed. Valdinger on pole, the fourth different pole sitter for the OC Indy 500. He joins James Willows, Oliver Glazebrook, and Thanos Fujiukas as pole sitters here at the Indy 500. Doesn't necessarily mean they'll win tomorrow, though. That's got to be a task.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be at the front for most of the race. You just want to be at the front on that last lap. But in any case, here we have the top 10 for tomorrow's race. It's Benz Valdinger on pole position with Daniel Adventure second. Maxim Titkov has qualified in P3 with Michael Clark P4. While Mochin just behind in P5. And Mochin did not have any tow from anybody at any point. I just want to point out that lap of his was very impressive. Jim Mackenzie P6 with Franco Lopez P7, Tomasz Pascual P8, Wilner P9, and Michael Mocho. Well, those four guys were alone for pretty much the entire session, so they obviously didn't get good times, but Mocho is P10.
Yeah.
Indeed. Hopefully, it should be a very interesting race tomorrow as well. It's expected to be. So, who knows really what to expect. As
Yeah.
in the end, though, only 0.2 mile per hour separating the top two in the end.
Yes, indeed. And what do you think? What did you think of that Fast 10 shootout, guys? Joe, Rock, give me your opinions.
Very interesting.
Also had the other train with just Mackenzie and Titkov helping each other out, and it was like those four against those two. In the end, it was one of the four who prevailed, Ben Wallinger, who was at the back of that train the entire time.
Yeah, indeed. Well, hopefully tomorrow's race should be a good one. Whether Valdinger can hold on and take the victory, it's going to be a bit of a task for him, but I'm sure he'll give it a good go.
Well, he's definitely going to try, but it's easier said than done. This is no Monaco. Being on pole does not guarantee anything. But yeah.
But, that's the end of qualifying. Very
And
entertaining.
Rock, what was your
very
opinion?
What
was your opinion on the Fast 10 shootout?
Yeah, very interesting. It's just that this is the draft was pretty important for some, but Muchen did well without the draft, but Valdinger took use of it.
Yeah, indeed. Looked early on that Clark and Adventure could be extremely strong, but Valdinger and Titkov got in it as well, and they were able to beat them. So quite good effort.
Yes, indeed.
Well, that's been it from us in Indiana. We're not actually in Indiana, but But we'll see you again tomorrow at 5 p.m. BST. That is 7 p.m. my local time. So that's why I was about to say 7. But yeah, this has been quite an entertaining session, and it has been very, very fun. I'm glad I got you guys, Joe and Rahul, to commentate alongside with me today. Tomorrow, Rahul won't be here. He'll be joined by Dennis Graff instead. Not he'll be joined, he'll be replaced by Dennis Graff instead. And yeah, until then, we've been ourselves, you've been you. I hope you enjoyed this qualifying session, both of them. And yeah. Let's bring on the racing tomorrow. It's going to be epic.
Yep, indeed. Bye-bye to everyone.
Goodbye.